What's up, guys? I'm Random Frank P, back with episode 66 of Room Tour Project, the series where we show off some of the best setups. Our special guest is going to be Dimitri from HardwareCanucks. I had him on way back, like one of the first special guests on this series, and he's since moved, I think, like twice. So I'm pumped to take a look at his new setup that helps run the channel. Really pumped, and as always, we have just some great setups to show off for you guys. So let's start off episode 66.
First, I love when gaming setups dedicate themselves to a certain theme, whether it's a color theme, their favorite movie, or in this case, their favorite game. This is a Dead Space gaming setup that is primarily red and just really goes all out, and I'm really liking this. You can see some Dead Space prints he has mounted above his monitors. He even has those 3D printed markers from inside the game that look really cool, I think, and just all together definitely adds a lot in terms of visual flair. Again, we got some red LEDs behind his desk, the matching wallpaper, even in his peripherals with a keyboard and mouse, the LEDs inside of his PC. This is nailing it. Now, taking a look at the gear, his monitors are 3 of the Dell Gaming S2716DQ. They're each 1440p and they're 144Hz apiece. Being submersed with that around you, playing Dead Space would probably be pretty freaky. Now, taking a look at his peripherals, of course they have to match. He's rocking the Corsair Gaming K95 RGB keyboard, again to get the nice red and white color theme there. And his mouse is the ROG Spatha, have some red lights, and that's going to go along as well with the Corsair Void wireless RGB headset, so completely matching all the red LEDs. Underneath that, you know he's got his own Dead Space 3 mouse pad. That's pretty awesome. I don't know if he custom printed that or if they actually sell those, but that's pretty legit, and that's just going to be, going the extra mile in terms of adding what you want to your setup to make it complete. For some extra audio, he's also rocking the Bose Companion 5 speakers and extra things like a phone dock on his desk as well. And then catching a glimpse of his cable management job, everything underneath seems to be very nice and tidy. He has like a few power bricks underneath the desk, so everything's going to be off the ground. And again, I'm just really liking the way this looks with all the red, and those 3D printed Dead Space markers just look sick. And now we got to take a look at this custom water-cooled, bloodthirsty looking PC here, all decked out with red LED lights and stuff. Inside the Corsair 750T case, he has an i7-5820K CPU on an MSI X99A Plus motherboard, 32 gigs of Corsair Vengeance RAM, and 3 MSI 980 Ti's. That's a lot of power to this beast. Have some extra accents in there to really bring out the red with some LEDs, and it definitely adds a lot to the whole theme of your setup. Altogether, this is really awesome. Loving the choice of your peripherals as well. The 3D printed markers are sick, and I feel like you could probably pick up like a cheap Dead Space helmet replica just to add to your the top of your case or something, just for a little prop. Next, we have a professional gaming den here. This little office, I think it's really sick. It's dedicated just to gaming, and I'm loving the natural light, the plant. This is right up my alley. DJ Houlihan mainly uses this office for work, but there's definitely time for gaming with those triple monitors. I like the overall rustic feel here to this setup. You can see that with things like the wooden desk, the warm lighting before, the map on the wall. But let's take a closer look at what he's got going on. On that nice wooden West Elm Acorn mid-century modern desk, which is probably crazy expensive, he has 3 of the Dell U2515H, it's a 25-inch 1440p monitor, got Gears of War 4 there going on, looks pretty sick. Then as for his peripherals, his keyboard is the DAS Keyboard 4 with Cherry MX blue switches inside, and his mouse of choice is a Razer Death Adder Chroma. And I'm pretty sure that's an Xbox One that the middle monitor is propped up on. I'm sure for your line of work, that DAS keyboard with the blue switches is a great choice, but I'd like to see probably a different mouse pad here. That one just looks kind of out of place to me. But either way, it's all still killer. Then above his setup on a shelf, he's got some crazy stuff going on here. He has the Oculus Rift, first off, the headset. You can see some of the sensors. An Amazon Echo. I can see the Sennheiser Game Zero gaming headset, as well as the Sennheiser HD 800 headphones. Crazy duo there for your audio, as well as the HTC Vive. So both the Vive and the Rift, tons of gaming and stuff going on here. Pretty easy to get envious of that shelf. Then we're going to take a sneak peek at that PC. Inside his Corsair 900D full tower case, he has an i7 5930K CPU on an Asus X99 USB 3.0 motherboard, some Corsair Dominator Platinum RAM, and dual gigabyte 1080s in SLI here. And when I say a shit ton of SSDs, he's got a shit ton of SSDs. And then for other media and entertainment, you can't just forget about the massive 4K TV he's got going on from LG. It is OLED nonetheless, so we can kick back and do some console gaming, watch some Netflix, and chill, all on this thing. Altogether, Mr. DJ Houlihan, you got a pretty sick setup. I'm really liking your office space overall. It just seems really nice, very comfy, and you've got some great gear to go along with everything. Next, we have a very clean looking white and purple gaming setup from Armin. Got the dual monitors, pretty good cable management job with the keyboard and mouse routed through the desk. Really liking what I'm seeing here. And I really like how everything on his desk is there for a reason. He's got a controller if he wants to use that for gaming, a little lamp off to the side, a charger for his phone, the headphone dock there. So nothing here is really unnecessary. It's all going to contribute to his gaming setup. Now, one little trick I like he did here is with the way he mounted his monitors. He has the normal one in the middle and the vertical monitor orientation off to the right side. But that's actually going to be hiding the majority of his monitor mount stand. You can barely see it behind there. Don't know if he wanted it vertical for some extra screen real estate, for browsing or coding or stuff like that, or if he did it to hide the mount. Either way, it's a great job and it helps it look more seamless in his desk. Speaking of which, his primary display is an Asus MG279Q. Lots of pixels here, 2560 by 1440p, and has 144 Hz refresh rate. And the one off to the side is an Acer Predator eBid, which is one of the original monitors out of the Predator lineup. It is a 3D gaming display, also with a 144 Hz refresh rate. Now into his peripherals, he has the Corsair Strafe RGB keyboard with some silent switches inside, and his mouse is a SteelSeries Rival 300 in white, again to match the color to his setup, and he's using the Corsair MM300 extended mouse pad. For some other things, he has the Astro A50 headset on a nice acrylic headphone stand, got a little Xbox One controller there, as well as a JBL Charge 2 Plus speaker. Then off to the right side of his desk, angled nicely so you can get a good look inside the PC, is the NZXT H440 case in white, of course. A great case, and it's going to really complement the looks of his setup overall as well. Inside that, he has the AMD FX 8350, which we have rarely seen an AMD CPU on here, so props for using that. Keeping that cool is his NZXT liquid cooler, as well as his Asus Radeon R9 390 graphics card. We do have some purple LED light strips inside, and I like the addition of some things like the white braided cables again, and some coil tubing around some of the cables just to hide it more and to add some more white accents. Altogether, a very nice white and purple theme helped by those nice LED lights. I love things like, the going with a white mouse here, some white keycaps on your keyboard as well, and just altogether you kept the desktop very tidy and organized, so big props for that. I like what you're doing here. Then real quick, I wanted to show you guys Brandon's setup, but I'm going to have him on again very soon to show off his new changes, but I'm really a big fan of his Breaking Bad theme going on. Got the wallpaper there, some Breaking Bad figures and pop figures and stuff, as well as the crystal blue liquid cooled PC he has, like in the show with the blue sky meth. This is really unique and it looks really cool. Taking a quick look at the gear he's rocking on his desk, his peripherals are the Corsair Strafe RGB keyboard, and he has Logitech G602 wireless mouse. Now in terms of audio, he has a pair of the Kanto YU2 speakers hooked up to the Scarlett 2i2 audio interface, and his headphones are the Hi-Fi Man HE350s. Fantastic choice. Now off to the side is his dubbed Crystal Method PC, which is what he's going to be making the majority of the changes to, but I think this looks really cool right now as it is. Helps match the whole blue Breaking Bad theme going on. That case is one I've never seen or heard before. It is the Anides AI Crystal ATX case, but inside he has the Intel i7 6700K CPU, some G-Skill Ripjaw V RAM, that's on an MSI Z178M Power Gaming Titanium motherboard, and the MSI GTX 1080 Seahawk EKX GPU. But there's no doubting how cool the visual aesthetics of this looks, that nice, the crystal blue liquid cooling here. Gotta have, the Walter White pop figure, just really great stuff, and I'm definitely pumped to check out some of the new changes he makes. Stay tuned for that in an upcoming episode.
What's up, guys? I'm Random Frank. HardwareCanucks. Make sure to check us out. Hello everyone, I'm Dmitry with HardwareCanucks. Welcome to my setup tour. I've just moved into this new studio. Thank you to Frank for featuring me on this episode. Come, take a look. So the idea for this space was to keep it as simple as possible. I wanted to go the minimalist approach. I use this space as my canvas for videos too, which is why it's important to keep it clean. So I have the Linmon tabletop in white. I have an Alex drawer to keep a bunch of my stuff there and a shelf right beside there. So it gives me a creative inspiration when this space looks nice and clean. And starting off with the monitor, this is the LG 27UD88. I love this panel. It's 27 inches, 4K. It's a 10-bit panel and 60 Hz. I also love the gorgeous stand and the white back. The speakers are Phoenix Essence. They are super compact for on-desk use. They're very elegant with that white and black design. The stereo imaging out of these things are fantastic. It's almost like audio is not coming from left and right, but from in front of you. It's amazing. And they're super loud and detailed, and they can fill this space no problem, even at half volume. The keyboard is a Corsair K70 RGB rapid fire with MX speed switches. That's primarily why I use this keyboard. I love the MX speed switch. The mouse is the Logitech G403. It is the wireless version. It charges every like 3 days. It's got a fantastic sensor, excellent ergonomics, and I plug in the USB dongle into the keyboard itself for a little bit of a convenience in case I need to move to a different computer. The mousepad is generic. It's from Asus. I got it as a gift from Computex, but it's actually a really nice surface. It's soft and it works really well with the mouse. The only accessory on my desk is my light. It's from IKEA. It's a 3600 Kelvin. It's very warm light and it creates this awesome, relaxing ambient atmosphere during the evening. My setup companions are these toy Trabant and a Porsche 911 1965, and also the silver play button. It's a nice reminder to where we once were on the channel regarding the subscriber count, and it's nice that we're over 500,000 now. Obviously, no setup goes without any plants, so I have the little plant and a big plant. They're both fake, but the greenery is nice, they don't die, and it gives you a nice feeling for when the winter is coming. The main headphone for me is the Game One. Fantastic sound signature, excellent microphone. It sits on top of my PC to free up desk space, and I have more headphones that are just within reach when I'm feeling I need to listen to something a little bit more special. And so the main highlight of the setup is my Skylake editing PC. Case here is the Phanteks Evolve ATX TG, which stands for tempered glass. The cool thing about tempered glass edition is it has glass on both sides. Some people might like it, some people don't. I love that I can see, let's say, hardware on the back side of the panel, so you can see my SSDs. Inside, the motherboard is Maximus 8 Hero Alpha from Asus. I have 64 gigabytes of RAM, a 6700K chip, cooled by the NZXT X62 cooler. It's their new cooler with this awesome design on the pump. And for graphics, EVGA GTX 1080 FTW edition for the win. And lastly, because I want to keep everything minimal, the lights are only inside the PC with purple, which looks amazing, and even my SD card reader is off the desk beside the PC. So that's my space. Thank you so much for checking it out. If you have any feedback or suggestions on what I should do differently to go in for that minimalist appeal, make sure to leave them in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys later, perhaps on the HardwareCanucks channel as well.
Alright guys, that'll do it for episode 66 of Room Tour Project. Hope you enjoyed, and if you're not already subscribed to HardwareCanucks, I don't know what you're doing with your life, but I'll put their channel link in the description down below, as well as all the products you saw listed in this episode. I'll have them down there for you in case you want to pick something up. If you like this episode, please give it a big thumbs up to show your support. Feel free to follow me on Twitter at randomfrankp. And lastly, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Well, I'm Random Frank P. Hope you enjoyed. Have a good day.